Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning in the pool. I'm Genevieve. This is Alan. He's my dive master, and he'll be helping out with today's session. We're going to start off today with a very, very helpful skill. It's called regulator recovery, and it's a pretty easy skill to do. We're going to start off by getting down in the water right here on our knees to start. And then when we start the skill, I'm going to have you come forward a little bit, get in a nice horizontal position, and check your position in the water, check your buoyancy. So you're going to come off a little bit as we spoke about earlier. I'm then going to have you initiate the skill by inhaling and then taking the regulator out of your mouth. You're going to start blowing bubbles as soon as the regulator is out of your mouth, a nice, slow, steady stream. Remember this, you also want to point your mouthpiece down so that it doesn't bubble up when the mouthpiece is pointing up, right? So immediately out, mouthpiece down, you can hold it by the hose, start your bubbles, and then bring that regulator all the way back behind your shoulder, keeping that mouthpiece down, and then letting go of it. Still remembering to exhale nice and slowly. Then to recover the regulator, take your right hand out, put it straight out in front of you, come down, touch your knee, come up your leg, come down to the back of your tank, and if you can see what's naturally happening as my shoulder is leaning down to the right, that's a good thing. The regulator is now starting to hang to the right a little bit. Now I can keep going out and back, come all the way up to the front, and you can take a look where that hose is. It's right here on my shoulder. Now it's really good to be able to use your left hand, come back up here, and then pull that hose from there and put it back in your mouth. Now, who remembers what we need to do when we put that regulator back in our mouth? What's the first method of clearing it? Do you remember?
By exhalation.
Exhalation, brilliant. Second method, Eric?
Purge button.
Great. You can use whichever method you would like to clear the regulator. All right, so it's a pretty easy skill to do. Some signals associated with this is I'm going to have you all watch me, which is the same as saying wait your turn, right? And while you're watching me, I'll give you a nice demonstration. And then when it is your turn, I'm going to come up to you and say, Michael, it's your turn to go. Now, if Michael does the skill beautifully, I'll let him know. I'll give him a high five or a handshake to let you know that you've completed the skill well. If there's something I'd like you to practice one more time, I might emphasize that point by saying, remember to blow bubbles, or remember to put your reg behind your back. All right, so just some areas that might need some highlighting, and I'll have you repeat the skill for that. And then I will move on to the next diver. Alan here is going to be watching those who are not under my direct supervision. So if you have any questions during that or any needs, he will be able to help you with those. All right. And let's see, what else we're going to do is, I already mentioned our positioning here. As far as organization, just watch for my come here, go back, any signals like that. And then, of course, the signal for the skill, which is regulator out and find it. Sound good?
Yeah.
Any questions?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so let's go down and give this a shot.
All right.
All right, welcome back to the surface. Good job, good job. Nicely done, awesome. All right, so that was a real good job down there. A couple of things I want to point out. I noticed one of you made the mistake of not actually dropping the regulator, right? Remember, with this skill, we're trying to learn how to recover it. So what I would like you to do is drop the regulator when you're practicing this skill, all right? And the second problem we had was not really placing the regulator behind the shoulder. So I noticed one of you just let it go, but it was still out in front. Set up the placement for the skill so you can really test it out and make sure it works for you. Drop it way behind your shoulder so that you can do a nice full recovery and locate that regulator, replace it, clear it, and carry on with your dive. Good job. Awesome to see. Well done. Let's move on to the next skill.